Welcome to Homeschool Moms Unfiltered. We are your messy, imperfect homeschool mom friends. I am your host, Megan, and my dazzling co-host is...
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Welcome.
All right, so quick. Accreditation, irrelevant or essential? Today, we're going to give a quick down and dirty overview of what accreditation means in homeschooling. And then next week, we'll be back here with our first full-length episode of 2025. But hopefully, by then, your life will have calmed down and settled into a nice, smooth rhythm. We're hoping ours will as well. In the meantime, let's talk accreditation, and hopefully next week we'll have a regular episode and a regular book club, and things will be nice and smooth. That easy January, maybe.
Time to hit that New Year reset button, right? It'll feel good. All right. So, question number 1: do you need to buy an accredited curriculum? Ha! It is actually a trick question. Haha, because curriculum cannot be accredited. Institutions are accredited. Schools are accredited. Curriculum is not accredited. And this is a confusion point across a huge range of homeschoolers. I need accredited curriculum. There is no such thing. You will not find it. So step 1, no, you do not need accredited curriculum. It's not even a thing. Yeah. So the short answer is, do you need accreditation? The short answer is, on the whole, accreditation doesn't really mean a lot in the world of homeschooling. It really doesn't. It's not super important. And we're going to talk through some of the reasons why today.
Well, as the academic aggressive homeschooler, I will say I do think it can be important. But like you said, in the actual world of homeschooling, in your homeschool, and if you plan to homeschool long term, accreditation isn't too important. It's important to note that no U.S. state requires any homeschooling curriculum, program, or diploma to be accredited. If you are homeschooling, nothing that you are doing has to be quote unquote accredited. You don't have to worry about that. Now, if you find yourself in a position of needing to send your homeschooled kid to a more traditional brick and mortar school, the vast majority will just put your child in the grade dictated by their age. You have a 10-year-old, they're going to go into probably 5th grade. It might be a little different depending on when their birthday falls in the academic year, but it's just by age. That said, there are some instances where there might be an opportunity to test out of or into certain classes or subjects. It's not an exact, right? We can tell you all of the general rules. There are always exceptions depending on your specific school. If you're going to a regular public school, if you're choosing into a different public school, if you're going to a private school, yada, yada, yada. There are always exceptions to the rules. But generally speaking, it's going to be based on the age of your child, and that's where they're going to go.
So you will see plenty of online schools out there now who are selling their accredited programs. In my opinion, it's a money grab, right? That really shouldn't be the thing that makes or breaks your program choice. It's kind of like, to me, when a company sells you a paper towel showing you that it can hold up a bowling ball, and it's like, well, that's great, but like the number of times I've needed to hold a bowling ball with a paper towel, slim to none, right? So it's like over marketing because it's a buzzword and they know that it'll get people's attention and make people think that they're a higher level of whatever than they really are. So, or than they may be. They may be amazing. You never know. But I wouldn't choose a school solely based upon, oh, they're accredited. It must be better, or it must be what I need. In most cases, no and no. So
Yeah. I mean, and all you really have to do is think about like, what's happening in your local public school? Are all of the kids leaving that public school with a great, well-rounded education and they're great critical thinkers and all of that jazz? The answer is probably no. So is that really what you need to cling to? Okay, so I would generally agree. A lot of the programs that claim they're accredited, it's not that important for homeschooling. Your child can get into just about any post-high school program. I mean, obviously anything they're qualified for. Like they're probably not going to go to MIT if they've only ever taken, literature and art classes, but they can get into just about any post-high school program with a high school diploma. And we have talked extensively in our other episodes about how to set up your transcripts and how to put together portfolios and how to create a high school diploma so your student actually graduates with a diploma. That is something you can absolutely do as a homeschooler. You do not need a specific accredited program to do that. or accredited curriculum, which we just talked about the fact there isn't any, right? Now, that said, there are a few exceptions. And so as the very academic homeschooler, I'm going to put this out there. There are some public and private high schools, and sometimes even the more elite middle school, junior highs, if you're in a system where you have to like test into the school, that are going to require a transcript for admission. They're going to require an accredited transcript for admission. Definitely not all. Okay. So this is only one of those cases. If you have a specific high school, or you really want your kiddo to go to this specific junior high that feeds into this very well-respected high school where you are, and this is your plan, then you need to call that school and find out how they handle incoming homeschooled students. You may find that either you need to use an accredited program, which is unfortunate because it's definitely going to change the way you homeschool and how much you can give your child.
Mm-hmm.
Or you might decide that you need to go a different route for high school because you really want to be able to focus on higher quality math and higher quality science and higher quality reading and writing than the accredited program is giving you. But that's a decision you might have to make. So it's important to remember, right? Schools that require this, at least in the United States, are the exception, definitely not the rule, but there are those out there. So if you have a specific plan in mind, call them and find out. It might not be as scary as you think it is. Don't listen to the mom down the street who's telling you, like, my kid's in public school and your kid will never be able to go to the same school my kid can because my kid's learning so much. Like, they don't know homeschooling. They don't understand what you're doing and what amazing things your kiddo's learning. Talk to the school, and not just someone at the front office. Talk to an admissions person who actually helps with that and find out how they handle homeschool kids.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, the biggest caveat that I know of to the no accreditation situation are kids who are NCAA-bound athletes. And so we're talking, not recreational volleyball. We're talking where your kid is trying to play like Division I sports at a mega school, right? Okay. There's actually a page on the NCAA website that guides parents who are homeschooling future college athletes. And they even offer a homeschool toolkit on their site that they'll email you. So you're not homeschooling in this kind of mystery maze. You can go on, you can get the information and know exactly what it is so that you can kind of work backwards towards that thing. But again, even still, this wouldn't apply till high school. We're not talking second grade, like, oh, my kid is this amazing hockey player in second grade. That's awesome. But first of all, your kid's going to change their mind about what they do 1,000 times, most likely between then and college. And no one cares what your kid did in second grade when they're applying for college. So this is really focused on probably late middle school, definitely high school, if your kiddo is an NCAA-bound athlete. But again, they'll tell you exactly what they need. So it's very clear cut. We'll link that description to where you can get that homeschool toolkit in our description for the podcast.
Yeah, right. So that's it. Like, in a nutshell, for the most part, doesn't matter. But there are resources if you're in one of those very small, specific circumstances where it may matter, right? There are resources that will help explain what you need to do and what that needs to look like. Mm-hmm. And really, that's about it for the day. I told you it was going to be a down and dirty quick overview of what accreditation means for homeschoolers. So there you have it. If you have further questions, we would love for you to go ahead and join our Facebook group. It's called Homeschool Moms Unfiltered. You go into Facebook, you search it. We have our regular business page, which has clips and things like that. But then we also have a private Facebook group that's for other like-minded, progressive, secular homeschoolers. We'd love for you to come join. You can ask questions there. We discuss curriculum and college and all kinds of things, right? Even just parenting and what we want to read next and all of that good jazz. But you're welcome to come in there and ask questions. You can also ask a question or drop a question or two on any of our social medias. We'll be happy to answer what we can. In the meantime, happy homeschooling.
Have an awesome day.